It's wartime and things are not going well. You need a solution, and quick. You need something to hit the enemy hard. But fuselages are so 1930. This season, it's all about the wing. Big wings. And jets. Well, that's what Arado designed, and that's what Revel have made a kit of. Find out more about their kit of the Arado E555 right here on Gary's Stuff. Hello there, I'm Gary. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today, indeed, I am looking in the box of the kit of the week, the Arado E555 Flying Wing Bomber in 1/72nd scale from Revel. Now, if you're thinking about trying to track one of these down and getting hold of it, today I'll show you what you get inside the box for your money. If you've already got one and want to know how to build it, well, then you need to look out for the build video, which will be on later this week. How will you know when it's there? Best thing to do, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of all my content in the future as it is published. And of course, anything you see on my channel you like, please do give it the old imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. And if you'd like to support the channel in a more concrete way, you can do that through Super Thanks, by becoming a channel member, or indeed by using any of my online partner programs. Before I go on, I should say this kit was donated by Nick Johnson to the channel. Nick, thank you very much indeed, mate. Hope you enjoy it. Let's crack on then and see what you get inside the box of the Revel E555 in 1/72nd scale for your money. Here it is, the box of the Revel Arado AR E555. Very nice piece of box art here by Egbert Friedel, showing 3 of the Arados over New York and some, I guess, PACs, some shooting stars or something like that, come to deal with them. Yeah, it looks really nice. I mean, I'm going to be doing a captured version, so some of these markings will be different, but yeah, very good. 1/72nd scale, as we know. I guess that means 22 centimeters long and 29.2 centimeters wide when it's finished. And the product code here is 04367. On the side here, there's a think of paint call out here, basically. Yeah, we recommend these paints, which is fine. A description of the kit here. It's detailed surfaces with recessed joints, good. Detailed cockpit, yeah. Undercarriage up or down. Gun positions. Detailed bomb bay with bombs, which I'm not bothering with. And decals for an envisaged Luftwaffe version. Well, I'm not doing that either, because I'm going to do a captured British version, which will be fun. And there's some photographs here showing a built example from the prototype stage. Again, I'm not going to be bothering with the quite capacious bomb bay, but I will be bothering with the wheels because I'll be doing it with the gear down, and of course all of this is all very nice. Okay, on the end here it says this is a skill level 3 kit, and on the back here it says skill level 3 is more demanding models with up to 100 parts, so it's up to 100 parts in here. Why don't we see what we actually get inside the box? Right, inside we get our instruction sheet and we get our decal sheet, which is very nice. We'll have a look at those in a bit more detail in a while. And we get our plastic parts and 3 frames plus a transparent frame as well. So have a look at these frames in a bit more detail. First out of the box is the bottom half of the aircraft. Remember, this is essentially a flying wing, so there's no fuselage per se. It's all one thing. So bottom half of the entire wing surface, with quite nicely modelled bomb bay and gear bays, considering there isn't one to actually compare it with. This, it's made up, but it looks pretty convincing. And two halves of the fins, or vertical stabilizers, whatever you like to call them, that go at the back of the wing there. Then there's another frame, almost identical, this time with the top half of the complete fuselage wing combo and the other two halves of the vertical stabilizers. The final grey frame is essentially everything else. So bomb bay doors, gear doors, undercarriage components, wheels, cockpit floor. I think these are the crew seats, engine components here, bombs, defensive armament. That's about it. I mean, it's not a complicated piece of equipment, this. I guess ultimately the undercarriage and the bombs are the majority of the equipment on this kit. If we have a nice close-in look at the kit, you know what? The plastic is really nicely moulded. I mean, really very, very well moulded. Lovely and sharp, the details are crisp. All of these instruments, basically, they're just going to be dry brushed. There's no point worrying about anything else because they look amazing already. Nice floor texture. The harnesses on the seats here are a bit weak, but you're not going to see them anyway, frankly. The engine parts are really nicely done as well. The inlets and exhausts look very good, and the engine shrouding as well, all one part, which is very good to see. Even the inside of the gear base, for example, all nicely riveted, even though again it's completely made up because this was never actually built. The interior of the gear door here, nose gear door, bay rather, nose gear bay, beautiful. Wheels, really nice. The detail here is really, really good. And the moulding is very sharp as well, I have to say, very sharp. Now, in the middle of the frame here, this is where the sprue comes in, the injection sprue comes in. They cut it off, before they sell it to you. But this is where you're going to see some leakage here around some of the components. You'd call that a bit of flash, maybe. It is probably leakage. My guess is because this is the center of the frame, this is where the highest pressure is, injection pressure is. The pressure wears out the further you go towards the edge. So that's where you're going to get leakage, and it's not the end of the world. There's no damage to anything. These can be cleaned up very, very easily, I'm sure. It's looking really nice. Likewise, all the surface detail on the wing, again, most of it's pretty much made up, I would suspect. But it's all there, riveting. There's like these filler caps, I guess, fuel filler caps, access points, whatever. And the lines are kind of nice. They're not too deep. They're not too detailed either. I think it's a nice balance. And they should be really easy to pick out to make a very, very good looking plane. The clear parts, they're fine. The frames themselves don't have any air pockets in them, which is good. It's a sign of good moulding. It's very easy to get air pockets in these clear parts because you don't use a lot of the flow improvers and things like that you can use with grey plastic because it makes it frosty. To get pure transparent plastic like this, you do need just polystyrene. The parts are moulded well. There's some rivet detail in there. There's a bit of flash here, but again, it's not actually affecting the part at all. I can actually see daylight around some of the edge there. So those are going to be fine to clean up. There's no odd markings, there's no streaks or stress lines or anything like that in there. The only downside is, of course, that no one actually makes a masking set for this, so I've got to mask all of this myself. But other than that, looking fantastic. The instruction booklet, very straightforward, very basic, very down to earth, very no nonsense, black and white picture of the completed kit on there. some information in German and English about the aircraft itself, technical details of what it could have been, some basic instructions before you start in lots and lots of languages, some ideas of how to cut things from the sprue, make sure you know the numbers and here they go through these symbols they're using and what they actually mean, and then the colors that are used, so color codes that are used. Things like this I find it a bit annoying when I see this. It's matte 49 and matte 5, and you take it down a little bit of color. Yeah, I'll find out what the actual colors are supposed to be, and I'll be using those. Right, here we have just a map of the frames. The frames are numbered, so this is just like a bit of helpful stuff, really. And then the instructions themselves, fairly sort of basic 3D, almost exploded views in a way. Not quite as bad as they used to be, but not too much step by step. They're very understandable though. Things where you've got the undercarriage down, obviously you've got the silhouette with the gear down and a silhouette with the gear up, if that's your intention. But otherwise, they look simple enough to follow. The position of the gear doors, because gear doors come as one piece, and if you're having the gear down, you need to cut them into pieces. If you're having the gear up, then it just slots on top, which is a very good way of doing things, I think. Bombs, I don't need to worry about. And position of the bombs, interesting, they show you the position of the crew, but they don't include crew figures, so that's a bit pointless. Stencil positions on the aircraft, a lot of which I will keep. And then color stage for 1KG100, allegedly in 1948, and another scheme for KG200, again 1948, had it come to pass. Again, however, I'm going to be doing an RAF captured aircraft color, so the bottom half of all of this will be yellow. I'm going to keep a sort of German top camouflage, British roundels on, but yellow undersight, and of course the big yellow P in a circle thing for prototype, which all the captured aircraft had. The decal sheet looks very nice. Colours look great. Again, completely made up, obviously, but sort of reasonable looking markings, what they would have had, taken from other aircraft, what they would have had on them, probably for refueling points and lots of don't stand here's, and of course national markings. I guess these red lines are going to be demarking where you can and can't stand, for example. I'm not entirely sure what those arrows are, but a lot of them I'll use anyway. But some of them, the no step ones, I might see if I've got some no step markings roughly the same that I can put next door to them or next to. So it's like something that says don't do that. I would guess probably they would say don't do that as well in English, I think. But there's no worry about doing it. Who's going to complain? Obviously, as I mentioned, I will be doing this as a British captured aircraft, so I'll be using British roundels, I'll be using a fin flash, I'll make up a registration for it as well. I'll probably keep the German codes because they look quite cool, but I will make up a British serial number for it as well, and of course the Circle P marking that will go on. But the ones that are supplied, all like the stencils and things, look very, very nice, I have to say. Printed in Italy for Revel. I wonder who printed them. Maybe it was someone like Cartograph, because these are sharp, as I'll just show you now. Yep, here's the normal yardstick, the 0.5mm propelling pencil. These are like 0.4, 0.5 millimeters tall on the lower case here. Very, very clearly visible. Even that, which is probably about 0.2, is vaguely reasonable. A slight misalignment there of the colour, bit of registration issue there. Yeah, you can see again here there's a bit of leakage of the yellow here and a bit of leakage of white here. So the yellow and black are out of alignment slightly. So I'll probably go with the green one because at least that green looks reasonably good. That's a pity they're not lined up better, to be honest, but everything else looks okay. Step here, so step here and no step markings. But other than that, you know what? They look okay. They're not absolutely crystal, and it's a little unfortunately got a bit of a registration error with the yellow, but they look fine. They will when it's standing on the shelf anyway. There we go then. I think it looks a really fine kit. The detail is lovely, especially for something that basically never left the drawing board at all. However, I'm looking forward to making it, and if you're looking forward to seeing me make it, then you'll need to watch the build video. How will you know when that's published? Best thing to do, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of all my future content as it is published. And of course, anything you see on my channel that you like, please do give it the imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Hope to see you again very soon. Take good care now, and goodbye.